Topic in week 3 is exponents. Now, an exponent is just a shorthand notation for multiplication. For example, 4 times 4 times 4 can be written as 4 to the third power, and we know that 4 times 4 times 4 is also 64. But 4 to the third power is that shorthand notation of exponents. Another example, if we can do this with variables as well. X times X times X times X times X. There are 5 X's, and the number of X's you have, or whatever you have, is your exponent. So that would be X to the fifth. Now there's some different properties of exponents that you should know and that you should have memorized and that you have a working knowledge of this. The first one tells us that when we are multiplying terms with exponents, we can add those exponents. For example, x to the a times x to the b is equal to x to the a plus b. In our example, x to the fourth, if you break this down and understand what x to the fourth is and what x to the third is, x to the fourth, x is being multiplied 4 times by itself. And x to the third is x is being multiplied by itself 3 times. And then how many x's do you have? I have 7 x's, so my answer is x to the 7th. And so this principle shows us that we can simply add the numbers for our exponents. 4 plus 3 is 7, so our answer is x to the 7th. In property number 2, it's the same principle, except instead of multiplying, we are dividing. X to the a divided by x to the b can be written as x to the a minus b. So when we divide, we can subtract our exponents. And the same principle works here. X to the 6th means that I have 6 x's. And x to the 2nd power means that I have 2 x's. In this case, I can cancel out an x and another x, and I'm left with 4 x's. In other words, my answer is x to the 4th power, which we could have also gotten by subtracting our exponent. 6 minus 2 is x to the 4th. In our third property, this tells us that when we are raising a term with an exponent to another exponent, we can multiply those exponents. So for example, x to the 3rd raised to the 5th power is simply 3 times 5, which is x to the 15th power. We can also think about this. We're raising x to the 3rd to the 5th power. In other words, we're multiplying x to the 3rd 5 times. And you can also arrive at this answer by adding 3 plus 3 plus 3 plus 3 plus 3, which would give you an exponent of 15. And then our fourth property of exponents is the 0 power property. X to the 0 power is equal to 1. And this is anything. Anything raised to the 0 power is equal to 1, no matter what that is. And this is why. In our example, 2 to the 3rd power divided by 2 to the 3rd power, well, anything divided by itself is 1. 2 to the 3rd power is 2 times 2 times 2, which is 8. And so this breaks down to 8 divided by 8, which we know is 1. But if we use property number 2, where we're dividing, we can subtract the exponents. I also can write this as 2 to the 3 minus 3 power, which is 2 to the 0 power. And so this shows me that 2 to the 0 power is also equal to 1. And this would work with any base, not just 2.